Concert Crew Podcast, we back again. Yo, our next guest, man, they bringing back that Southern hip hop that we came up listening to right here.
You ain't lying about that.
Coming from Mississippi and Georgia, we want to welcome our special guest to the Concert Crew Podcast, Big Sant, Redcoat the Poet. Together, they're known as Two Player. Welcome to the Concert Crew Podcast, good brothers.
What up, good people? Two Player.
Two Player in the house. Yo, we was looking forward to this, man. We was looking forward to this one. Yo, we loving y'all vibe right now, brothers.
I'm glad. That's exactly what we do it for. We do it for the people who, you know what I'm saying, like, who latched on to this, who grew up on this, who, like, you know, when it was their turn to get introduced to music, right, you know, that's what we on. Definitely.
Yo, y'all brothers killed it. Let's get right into it. Y'all's new album, Retro South, is out now on all digital platforms. Like, what was your mindset going into this project right here?
Man, kill it. Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, holding, no leaks. Yeah. I mean, we just wanted to represent, you know what I'm saying? We wanted to keep that feeling alive, man. You know, just that the whole Southern lyricism, we definitely want to just continue to carry that torch. And we put it on our shoulders. And that was the mission from start to finish. You know what I'm saying? To just make, you know what I'm saying, the people that came before proud, and then make the people that's, you know what I'm saying, that's still listening and still pushing this shit forward proud. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Well, I think you guys definitely nailed it on this project because I'm like a diehard East Coast hip hop head, Wu-Tang, but you guys are definitely represented the South well. Like, I'm hearing Outkast vibes, UGK. Like, how'd you guys like become like a fan of like those type of artists, like lyrics, you know what I'm saying?
Like, for me personally, being from Mississippi, like, we didn't really have a sound that was just ours.
Right.
So I guess what happened for me naturally was to either gravitate whichever way my cousins were gravitating to get it. So, you know what I'm saying, you was either going to Memphis, and now you a 3-6 Mafia head, you was going to New Orleans or Baton Rouge, and you listen to Cash Money and No Limit, you was going even further and going to Texas, or you was going to Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? And you getting your lyrics over there.
Right.
And I think based on what's the hottest, you know what I'm saying, like, that's what they try to really put a push pin on as far as what's lyrical. But Southern lyrical is everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just because 3-6 Mafia ain't saying flabbergasted on rap songs, right? You still got 8-5 and right. You know what I'm saying? You got Player Fly. You know what I'm saying? Just because Pimp is really, you know what I'm saying, running cadences, but Bun is coming through with all the lyrics. So, you know what I'm saying, you got that over there. Even, you know what I'm saying, in New Orleans, like with the Hot Boys and everything, Lil Wayne's been, you know what I'm saying, like an incredible lyricist since, you know what I'm saying, since he was a little old boy. So I think, you know what I'm saying, like, we just pulled from all the genres that we grew up on.
Got you.
Well,
what's your definition of the retro South sound?
The retro South is like, I know for us, it's like, you know, retro is like future past. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to know where you come from to kind of know where you're going. You know what I'm saying? So the reason why, you know, I love the word retro so much is that usually when you say the word retro, it's like J's, you know what I'm saying? Like, we all know they retro J's, but they fresh today.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So the whole thing is, we ain't saying, you know, our brand of this music, of this thing that we have is fresh. You know, it's new. You know what I'm saying? Right. So we just really wanted to just like build on what had already came before. And I think because with how we cook it and how we do it, we kind of come from the original recipes of how it's done. You know what I'm saying? With me and Sant, you know what I'm saying, being cats that was of that generation, you know what I'm saying? It's almost like, it's not like we we studied it after the fact because we lived it. You know what I'm saying? And we was rapping then. We was spitting then. We was putting out projects then. I think Sant was putting out projects when he was 13, and I definitely was putting out projects, when I was in high school.
Right.
So we just really just stayed down and we stayed true to what we have always done. And it's like we've been rocking Jordans. Now everybody rocking Jordans, so it's like retro. You know what I'm saying? So, that's the retro South, but at the same time, you know what I'm saying, it's something that we kind of been doing. So, and we just feel like it's a perfect time to continue to do that.
Man, that's one of the main things. We did a review for your album on the podcast, and that was
I heard that. That was dope.
And that was one of the main things I said was it was refreshing. I used the word refreshing. I said this is a refreshing to listen to this because it's like the South, not even the South now, it's everywhere. Like it's like certain sounds that everybody just have and everybody duplicates the sound. So when I put your project in, I was like, yo, if I had video of me listening to this for the first time, I was riding out and I was just smiling. I was happy to hear it. I'm like, yo, this is what the game need right here. Like this is like if I ain't from the South, but if I lived in the South, like this is what I want to listen to right here. The kind of music that I would want to bump.
But because you got to think like, so as far as me, you know what I'm saying? And I know some probably feel the same way. Like, bro just mentioned Wu-Tang. That's like one of my top 3 groups, period.
Right.
So when I came up, coming from a small town, like I'm from Ronald Robbins, some from Meridian. So I also think that you have to factor in the fact that because we're from small town, our type of lyricism is a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? When you go back and you listen to a David Banner and you go back and you listen to a Field Mob, or you listen to, well, just to bring it up to date, when you listen to a J. Cole, his lyricism is a little bit different because of his demographics. Right. So our demographics being from a small town, I was influenced, like my favorite producer is RZA. You know what I'm saying? Chopping up samples and digging in the crates. Okay. And some of my favorite lyricists is AZ and Ghostface.
Oh, okay.
So that's where when I say Southern lyricism, I mean that we just had the opportunity to listen to what the East did. We had the opportunity to listen to what the West did. You know what I'm saying? So when we, years ago when we began this journey, like I was able to pull from everything. You know what I'm saying? And the only reason why, it's Southern lyricism is just because of the demographics. But in terms of just the lyricism and the influences, the influence came from everywhere.
That's dope. That's dope. That's dope.
How important was it for y'all to capture that Southern hip hop sound, like that vintage sound?
I'm sorry. I'm gonna drink some of that. You know what was more important? We wasn't, from a production standpoint, we wasn't so much concerned about capturing that sound because that's kind of like, you know what I'm saying, that's our bag. Okay. We was more so the focus was more so how can we make it fresh? Like let's not make it kick oriented like say how they did it in 98 and 99. Let's add the 808s to it. Right. You know what I'm saying? Let's come off the MP for a second and let's rock with the Fruity Loop for a little bit. Right. But the same formula, but we use new ways of how we did it. So I think it was more so for us. The South is just in us because that's where that's where we from. But with us it was just more so how can we be creative and make it fresh now? You know what I'm saying? Right.
Real quick, what Bond told me that what's so impressive about Retro South is that we're just making more Southern music. We're not trying to redo Southern music. You're just making more of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not, it's not a big pay homage-a-thon. Right. It's just more Southern music.
Right, I like it.
Without being, you know what I'm saying, like, without being, copycats or without trying to bring in, oh man, ain't nobody rapped on where them dollars at. Right. We're just making more Southern music.
Right. I got you.
That's because we of the era. That's because we of the time, son. Yeah. So we didn't have to recreate nothing that we wasn't already doing. We've been doing it since we was doing it then. Hell, I could have hopped on a song with Dre and Bun in '99. And shit, I would have been right there with him.
What ass up?
Right. Did y'all feel like it was a lane for y'all based on like, you know, the current sound of hip hop, even whether you want to make whether you want to make a demographic or not? Did y'all feel like it was a lane for y'all to come with this sound with this project?
Definitely, you know what I'm saying? Like it's super easy for me. Like here's the way I explain it. East Coast rappers only doing retro north. You know what I'm saying? Like that's all they doing. And like I'm not saying that in a negative kind of thing.
No, I know exactly what you're saying. I know exactly what you're saying.
Like what East Coast rap is like is traditional East Coast music. That's why Griselda, you know what I'm saying, like
right,
skyrocketing because they doing, you know what I'm saying, 93 Hove and all this old shit. You know what I'm saying? Because you know that's what they into. That's what they want to be. You know, they that's what excites them.
Right. And they probably never switched it up. And they've probably been doing that.
So we just stay true. You know what I'm saying? Like, because when it comes to the South, they always trying to break us down into all kind of other genres. You know what I'm saying? Snap music, trap music, motherfucking, you know, everything else instead of just being Southern music.
Right.
You just can't be Southern music. Gotcha. So, you know, all right, cool. So we made our own genre. Fuck it.
So with one being from Mississippi, one being from Georgia, how did that come together to make the group that it is today?
Oh man,
so you got to tell it the way you always tell it.
The whole thing?
Yeah. No, you got to give them the the analogy.
Oh, okay.
Well, look, here's what it is. Thank you. My mother had just passed. And
hold on.
I'm sorry, that's my aunt. She over there hooking me up with my juice. I'm over trying to get my health together.
I get it.
Absolutely.
What happened was my mother passed, and I was just unable to do any music at all. And but I'm so good at this shit that people will still ask me to do shit, and I say yeah because I thought that if you asked me to do it, I'd be able to do it. I wasn't able to do nothing for like 2 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wrote like 2 raps in 2 years. And like, the year before that, I did 100 features. You know what I'm saying? Like, I did in 2012 and 2013, I did 100 features in the underground. You know what I'm saying? Like, between Crit, Thing, Little Brother, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was out here, you know what I'm saying? Like, I kept myself going, you know what I'm saying? Like, I went on my first tour as part of the banner with no project out. I just did features. I did 30 minutes of features, you know what I'm saying? Because I can do that. My album wasn't even out yet. So what happened was Coke hit me. He sent me Parking Lot. And I was like, bet, let's do it. And you know what I'm saying? I let it get away from me, couldn't do it. And so much time went past. I saw his project came out. I checked to see if the song was on the project. The song that he sent me didn't go on the project. And I'm like, yo, bro, my bad. If you want, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you book the session, I'll pull up and we'll knock this song out. And that's what he did. He booked the session. I pulled up, and he basically, you know what I'm saying, like, recharged my battery. You know what I'm saying? Like, he really pulled me out of a dark place. And, oh, man, that just got emotional.
Wow.
But ever since then, we've been 2-player. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's been like we ain't stopped since then. Like, we ain't stopped. We did Parking Lot 1 and 2. We did the first part, and I was like, bro, this ain't even 2 minutes and 42 seconds. We can make this thing greater. So then we added the beat switch on it, and then we just 5 more beats, 5 more songs, put out a project.
What year are we talking?
We worked on Retro South for almost a year and a half.
So that was the 2019 when y'all talking about when you did the EP?
Yeah. When we did Parking Lot, the EP was 2019. We did Parking Lot at the end of 2018.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's at 500K streams.
Wow.
So I meant to tell you that. So congratulations, bro.
Congratulations, both of y'all on that. Yo, that Talk It Over from the EP and the whole video concept y'all had, that was dope, right? Man. That was fire, man. That was fire. Love it.
And that's all about trusting your partner, man. Because I said that shit, and Coach thought the idea was look too crazy. He was like, yeah, we can do this shit. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna make this nigga work.
Basically, we gonna make him do it, right?
We're gonna make him do it.
Yeah.
My bad,
Well, I think for me, as far as the 2-player, why, when we just talked about like, being of that era, and I just felt like with the type of music and the type of production that we do, what makes me and Sant so special is that I can't really, like I have to do it with Sant because Sant is of the era. And it's not like you can just find somebody and just be like, oh, okay. Even if you're a fan of it, but you kind of have to be like kind of cut from that cloth. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like we, it ain't that, we have to be outside, man. It ain't that many man, it ain't that many of us left. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It ain't that many of us left.
We have to do what we do. You couldn't the music we make couldn't have been a hand me down for you. You had to be outside.
Right.
I had the porch. Yes, outside. You know what I'm saying? Like outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real.
Off the porch.
Off the porch. Right off the porch. It's like that.
It's like that. So when you hear this shit, you hear a little bit of the tape era. You hear a lot of the CD era, but you also hear the MP3 era, and you hear the streaming era. So we had to combine all of that with Retro South, and that's how we wanted to present it. We wanted it to sound like when you finish, you can listen to Retro South and you can say, damn, that's dope. You know what I'm saying? In this streaming era, because streaming era, the music is different. A good example of that, we didn't make no 3-verse songs,
right? Because
in this era, we're in the era of the 2-verse song. We're in the era of the in and out. Just keep it dope and let's do, and just make it heavy, bass or whatnot. And then as far as the CD era, I want to give a shout out to Frazier Boy, the one who, he mixed and mastered the music. And the whole concept of what we wanted to do was we wanted to mix and master it like if we was putting it on CD. And it, it's a few things that come with that, but we wanted that kind of fidelity. Right. You know what I'm saying? We sprinkled a little of the tape era in it, but we wanted it to sound like this shit can be, you could take this same album and drop it in 93 and niggas gonna bump. You could take this album and drop it in 2007 and guess what? Niggas gonna bump. Right. But you can drop it in 2022 and niggas gonna bump. So, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of like why everything had to be authentic. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it I waited because when I had the song, when we had the song Parking Lot, I had to have Sant because Sant voice is an instrument. You know what I'm saying? And it's an instrument of the times. You know what I'm saying? So you have to have those ingredients. If you don't, it ain't gonna taste. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna be authentic. And it's like Sant said, it has to be authentic.
Straight up.
Right. So individually, like, how would y'all describe yourself, like, as MCs, like, individually? Well, how would y'all describe, each other, or not? Well, each other, or how you describe yourself as MCs.
Oh man, you ready for this? Coat is like Gandalf. Like Coat show up. He's like a wizard. It's something magical about him.
The Lord of the Rings.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even if he's just showing up to set off some fireworks and then leave, and you don't see him no more until it's time to got them celebrated. But when he show up, we got them fireworks going off.
That's high praise right there. I love it.
Yeah, thank you, bro. Ain't talking about getting off the white, I'm getting off the grape. Pull up smoking. Pull up smoking, got the fireworks with them. Y'all ready to celebrate? Let's get it. You know what I'm saying? Me, I'm more, I'm way more aggressive. I'm like, I got big fuck you energy. Like, and it comes across, you know what I'm saying, like in the way I deliver, like because the lyrics mean so much to me. Because Colt can lock himself down, like I said, he's getting out. He's sitting somewhere making magic. You know what I'm saying? Making sure, you know what I'm saying, everything doing what it's supposed to do. Making sure, you know what I'm saying, everything's fit where it's supposed to be. Making sure everything's, you know what I'm saying, percolating on the level that it's supposed to be. Meanwhile, I'm, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, you wake me up when it's time to fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I'm a gargoyle. I'm a motherfucking gladiator. I'm something like that. You know what I'm saying? Wake somebody in the arena, and I'll snatch them in half and I go back.
Yeah, I like
it. Let that be what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what about you, Redcoat?
I feel like, shit, that was cold.
Yeah, it was.
You gotta top that.
I think with me, I'm like a swordsman. It's all about
that's that
technique.
That woo.
You know what I'm saying? It's all about technique with me. So, you know, my weapon of choice would be the swords, most definitely. 2 of them. Mostly with one, but I would probably have 2. And I think with Sant, it's like it's like Street Fighter. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm Ryu, which niggas will tell you, niggas be like, man, who the coldest on the game? Niggas will be like, nigga, Ryu is like cold because his technique is just ridiculous. But then niggas will tell you, no, nigga, Blanca is the coldest on the game because he's just unstoppable.
Right.
And
use them.
that's how I look at Sant. Sant is just an unstoppable weapon. You know what I'm saying? So it's just hard to beat a nigga with so much technique. You know what I'm saying? And so precise with the movements. And then you gotta face this nigga who just gonna slap the shit at you, and that's just that on that. You know what I'm saying? So that's a pretty good team.
We literally write raps to Tyson highlights on mute.
Wow.
Like, you know, so you play the music. We got Tyson up on the big screen. That screen is not behind him right now.
Yeah.
When he was turned the other way, we put Tyson highlights up. Just Tyson beating the shit out of anybody.
Wow.
For 90 minutes, and we just fist the beats and write.
That's a hell of a motivation right there.
Yeah.
Like that.
So
What we say on the Hall of Fame? We like Brum. Nah, what we say?
We like Mike ain't no pimp.
Yeah, we like Brum. We like Mike. It ain't no pimp. It ain't no pimp.
Ain't no number 2.
Nah,
I like it.
So with y'all sound, you know, I think that's why it works so good with you guys, because y'all sound so different from each other, and it works, you know, on the right beats. You know, it's like a good contrast.
Right.
Your like aggression and his kind of like laid back flow, but it works.
Right. My voice is real big and thick, pause, and Coach's voice is, you know what I'm saying, more piercing. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a pistol, I'm a shotgun. You know what I'm saying? Right. He's an assault rifle. It's real.
But it's the truth.
Real precision.
Yeah, right.
And I'm just, you know what I'm saying, like, I'm just going to throw the door off.
Right.
Music,
and hope for the best.
Great music is about contrast.
Balance.
If you can find contrast in anything you do, whether it's music, whether it's sports, whether it's art, when you find that contrast, and it's a really good contrast, oh, you got something dope. By prime example, what makes Mobb Deep dope? The contrast between Havoc and Prodigy is crazy.
Right.
You feel me? Or Outkast. The contrast between Big Boy and Andre. Right. You don't want 2 of the same things, or you're gonna, or you can get 2 of the same thing and it'll sound good and it'll be cool. But when you got 2 different things, it's like every song is like 2, 3 different songs, because you be like, damn, son on this motherfucker, so he gonna go, and then you be like Code on it, and they're gonna sound, they're gonna come in 2 totally different directions, but it's gonna blend together. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna make for good product. So for me,
and that's part of it, because it do blend.
Yeah.
Exactly. Right. It's a good blend. It's a great blend.
Everything y'all get is what we came up with the first time. They don't do no rewriting.
Oh no,
Right.
no.
None.
You can't get me to rewrite shit. Man, you can't get me to rewrite. Hey, it's because it's the time and like it's all about, you know what I'm saying? With what we do, it's about that moment. You know what I'm saying? It's about that feeling. Like you can't go back and redo it. Like, you know what I'm saying? The food got to be like it's made to order. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's not prepackaged, put in the refrigerator, and you go get it later. I mean, you can do that, but that ain't, you know what I'm saying? It ain't the same.
Right. Big Sant, man, question, man. When we did our review, even Freaks, our brother that's not here, we all heard this on the song Odyssey. I believe that's the second verse. You talking heavy on there on that track right there.
I got the first verse on ice.
Oh, that's the first verse. Okay, the first verse. Explain what was you trying to express with that verse? What was you? Because it was heavy. That was heavy.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like,
That shotgun.
Like, look, you wanted to get something off your chest on that one.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't, you know what I'm saying? You know, it just,
How you feeling? How you was feeling at the time?
I'm, because we all, you know, because we men now, we ain't just boys writing raps.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's important to say something every time I get going.
Right.
So if I can't deliver some kind of lesson, then I wasted your time.
Right.
So I'll give you my opinion, and you know what I'm saying, and you know, it's on you to accept it, but at least I said it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, last year was a hell of a scare, but look, here we came back for more. Came from one, trying to stack four, maximize and back more. Back in lines to the back store to come next time. There's no room to be lazy. Coming live from the 80s and niggas can't fade me. I'm making songs for your mama. You making songs for my babies. 26 rappers with the same flow, same beat, shit sound crazy.
Yeah.
What the fuck I'm saying? Player, keep on playing. Just as long as they keep paying. But over here, I'm raising. The bar for bars that I'm kicking. Sprinkle me on time, I'm ticking. Picture me online when y'all bicker. Listen, we on eyes, no tripping. Our business hours ain't listed. No pussy.
Come on now.
No kidding.
Talk to him.
Yeah. Was you worried about anybody taking offense to them bars?
Yes. I want him to take offense.
Yes.
We want him to take offense on that one.
Yes. I love it.
Yo, rest in peace, DMX is the same shit he was saying.
Yeah. Wait for the head on that one.
I love it.
I just felt like I felt like it was just one of them records that it's just the truth. I mean, if you're offended by it, I mean, you're offended by it. If you weak, you can't rap and you trash, you probably offended by it. If you a nigga who hold yourself to a certain standard and you really put, you know, time and effort and you really think about the shit you say before you say it, then you're gonna love it.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
You know, like I said, it ain't on me to stop your money, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't get your money, nigga. Just as long as they keep paying, do what the fuck you want to do.
Right.
So when did y'all what was that point in both of y'all lives that y'all knew that hip hop is what y'all wanted to do for a living?
Oh, I've been doing hip hop since I was 6 years old.
Wow.
My sister was so I'm from Roanoke Robbins, but all of my family from Memphis. And Memphis has a huge underground following, you know what I'm saying? So for me, you know, I grew up kind of idolizing the local talent, but more so. And my sister, she kind of came up around the time that Gangsta Boo and some of them Gangsta Boo LeChat and some of them came up in Memphis. And she was an underground rapper as well. So she was actually going to the studio, recording and making music. And, you know, every bit of 6, 7, you know, I used to follow up behind her, and then I just kind of just start just doing what she was doing. So I, you know, just by being around my sister, I knew that's what I wanted to do. So I actually was doing, you know, talent shows and you know, going to the studio and stuff like that just at a very young age. And I just kind of, you know, I kind of stuck with it.
Oh.
Man, well, when me, I guess, well, my mother was a blues singer and a gospel singer.
Oh, wow.
So being on stage, seeing, you know, being around the performance aspect of presenting music has always been a part of something I had going on. whether I was in church or I had to be, like with her, sitting in the front, like so she can see me while she's singing and shit. And then I guess after that, anytime there was a school project that involved some kind of presentation, I chose to make a rap out of it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So, we got to rap about the skeletal system. And I'm going to write a rap about that shit. We got to talk about I'm going to write a rap about that shit. And so I'm sure, my middle school is, if they archive that shit down, VHS tapes of goddamn me motherfucking rapping about whatever the fuck. But that's always been who I am. I mean, I've been Big Son since the beginning. I ain't never had no other rap name, none of that shit.
We just took a huge blow in the hip hop world with the loss of DMX.
Yeah.
What impact did DMX have on y'all in the South? Coming up.
I think, and I'm not sure. I think DMX the first person I seen with an anthem. You know what I'm saying? Like, motherfuckers had popular songs, but Stop, Drop, that shit was an anthem.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, my granddaddy knew that song. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's not, what I'm saying? Like, it's easy enough to remember. It's, it's, whoa, no, it's real melodic. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that was the first time I experienced an anthem. You know what I'm saying? Because, everybody was just rapping. Right. But, you know what I'm saying? X is all cadence. Everything he just cadenced out. Even in the way he talked.
Right.
So, then on top of that, when he showed up, you know what I'm saying, we'd all just lost Tupac and Biggie. So, you know what I'm saying, like, we needed something. Right. So here came another nigga, you know what I'm saying, another aggressive ballhead nigga. Turn him out.
Right.
But yeah, you know what I'm saying, DMX definitely, you know what I'm saying, between DMX's unwavering display of his belief, you know what I'm saying, like, we come from an era where niggas didn't talk about having wives and shit. Niggas didn't talk about believing in God and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, so DMX did all that shit. You know what I'm saying? He rapped about his children, rapped about his wife, rapped about his beliefs, rapped about his grandmother. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was a real fleshed out artist from the very beginning for us. And so, it's something to aspire to.
For me, and I'm finna say something, and it's I personally think I think it's fact. DMX is the first rapper from the North that we universally accepted in the South. No question. In my opinion, in terms of just being that guy.
That's heavy.
Because, we had, we had Biggie, you know what I'm saying? And there was an East Coast thing going on with Biggie. And I at least coming from where I come from, you know what I'm saying, it was cats that was like, okay, that's dope. But they still was kind of like, okay, these are the Southern rappers, you know what I'm saying? And they still would, you know what I'm saying, rather bump that. And then you had Hove, but at the time, you know what I'm saying, Hove was still kind of bubbling, you know what I'm saying? Right. I just felt like when DMX hit, because like Sant said, he came with the anthems. And if you think about Southern rap, we like needed those anthems. You know what I'm saying? We was like, the anthems is what we came with. I feel like we came with those first.
Shit like that.
Yeah, so when he came with the anthems, everybody loved DMX, man. Like I can't recall a conversation down here or anywhere else where it was never nothing but love. I mean, DMX like everybody big brother. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody love X, man.
Yeah, definitely. Rest in peace to DMX.
And
it's funny that you say that because y'all are talking about the Rough Riders anthem, but of course Swiss Beats made that, but he spent a long time in Atlanta before he came back to New York with the Rough Riders. So he got a whole Southern influence when he went back to New York to start working with X. He spent years in Atlanta before that. He moved to Atlanta because he got in some trouble. That's a fact.
That's a fact.
That's a fact.
That's a fact. Yeah. He went to Redan, I think.
Yep. That's definitely a fact.
Yeah.
That's definitely a fact.
And originality too.
Yeah, absolutely, man. DMX, man, rest in peace, legend in the game, man. Definitely gonna
Rest
be
in peace.
missed. Big Sign, I first heard you personally. I personally first heard you through Big Crit.
Yeah.
That's when I first heard you, heard your name. So how did y'all get connect? I know y'all from Mississippi, but how did that connection occur? And how did y'all start recording and doing all that? How did that?
I mean, it was real simple. I'm saying like I was already a rapper, and I was already Big Son. I met Crit when he was 13, so I was probably 15. And so when I met him and saw how dope he was, I was like, you going with me? You know what I'm saying? Like, they like that. And it just was what it was. You know what I'm saying? It was just a natural blend between me and him. You know what I'm saying? Like, much like with me and Cope, except that me and Crit did it earlier and we got to grow together in the music in a lot of different ways. And so, like, he been my guy ever since he was 13 years old. I'm saying, like, I know him for 20 years.
Wow, that's dope. Now, y'all brothers, y'all on the Concert Crew podcast. We're going to bring y'all into our world a little bit. We got some questions for both of y'all, man, some music questions. So we're going to check out y'all taste and all of that. But we got this thing on the Concert Crew podcast. We call it the Concert Crew Podcast Hall of Fame. So everybody always asks people like, yo, who's your top 5 MCs? And it's like a lot of the same names that we always hear.
We call them usual suspects.
Yeah, so what we did is by vote, we created our own Hall of Fame, kind of putting certain artists up in the rafters. So you can't use these artists. So we're gonna run down our Hall of Fame, and then we're gonna ask y'all individually, excluding our Hall of Fame, who's your top 5 MCs, and it could be a personal thing. It could be who you like, not who everybody else is like. Who does Redcoat and Big Sant like? Let me run down some of these names, and if I happen to forget somebody, I'll remind you if you say them. But here's our Hall of Fame. We got Nas, Jay-Z, Biggie, Tupac, LL Cool J, Rakim, Cool G Rap, KRS-One, NWA as a group. DMX is on our Hall of Fame. Outkast as a group. Mobb Deep as a group. Wu-Tang Clan as a group. Scarface. Snoop Dogg. Did I say a Tribe Called Quest?
No.
If I didn't say a Tribe Called Quest, a Tribe Called Quest. Ice Cube as a solo artist.
Jadakiss.
Redman.
Ooh.
And then we got an 80s division too, where we got Heavy D, Slick Rick, Public Enemy. I feel like I'm missing EPMD.
Yeah, that's it.
And I believe that's it. But if you say somebody, we'll say something. But I believe that's it. That's our Hall of Fame. People that we voted from all together, and we said we retiring them. And every year we add more people to them. But that's our Hall of Fame right now. Right. So excluding those artists, and if we said them as a group and not as a solo artist, the solo is available. All right.
All right.
Gotcha.
I need one more.
You already compiled it.
I'm on. Oh man, easy.
We basically just add them to the Hall of Fame, right?
Pretty
Yeah,
much.
Yeah, it should list. They get votes.
Yeah, we gonna do a vote again every year. We do a vote and we add new people on to it. So it definitely gonna be considerations for this year because it's people get on here and like, yo, y'all don't got such on there. All right, go ahead.
So I got 4. So straight off the rip, like I got. Did you put Wu-Tang on that list?
Wu-Tang is a group, yes, but but you can use, and if you want to use individual members as solo, you can.
Okay, so I can't understand. Well, you gotta have you. I mean, it's gotta be UGK.
Okay.
It's gotta be A-Ball and NJG.
That's 4. You got one more.
Gotta have
No.
3 6 Mafia.
No. They're a group. They count as one. They count. The group
I got one more. Here.
All right.
UGK, A-Ball and MJG, 3 6 Mafia, Goody Mob.
Okay.
Solo wise, T.I.
Okay.
Who's your number one? T.I.?
Yeah. How would you number them? How would you number them 1 to 5?
How would I number them?
Yeah. How would you number those picks?
All right.
That's kind of difficult. You know what I mean? Because I love those groups so much. But if I had to put a number on them, this number would literally change every day.
Every day.
Depending on how I feel.
How you feeling right now?
If I had to, number 5, I would put. Man, I can't go on record with some of this stuff, man.
Come on.
Those my guys.
I know.
Like those my guys. Like I love those. I mean, it's
He said I can't go on
to
record.
put them in where you want to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean,
Right
man,
now, today, how's Redcoat
Right now, today?
Today.
I would go UGK, number 1, number 2, Ball and G.
Okay.
Number 3, 3 6 Mafia.
Okay.
Number 4, Goody Mob. Number 5, Tip.
That makes sense. Okay. All right, what you got, Sant?
I got Big Boys and solo artists.
Okay.
Because I'm saying, like, probably my number 1.
Okay.
He don't get enough credit, yo.
He don't get enough credit. He
Yeah.
don't.
I got UGK.
Number 2. All right.
I got Crit.
Big Crit. Okay.
I got A-Ball and MJG.
Number 4. One more.
And I got DJ Quick.
DJ Quick. Okay.
Yes. Love DJ Quick.
Bro, love DJ Quick, bro.
Go.
I wish I could put SIBO on that.
But go.
Here's another.
I'm ready to do my top 5 though, man. You feel me?
All right. Oh, you said you want to do your top 5? You said you want to do
Ready to
your
get into
top...
it.
No. You know what I'm saying? I know you said that's coming later. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, if you wanted to give us your personal top 5s, I mean, we always,
we'll listen.
We definitely down to listen, you know.
I mean, my top 5. So my top 5 based off of the criteria of who I think is just the greatest. You know what I'm saying? And when I'm the criteria that I'm using now is who changed the game, who moved it forward.
Okay.
Who after these artists, you know what I'm saying? It was never the same.
Right.
I felt like I felt like not in no particular order, but I felt like I guess it got to be in the order if it's the top 5. So yeah, so my bad. So I'm gonna go Ice Cube because Ice Cube showed us the power, and he showed us what the complete MC, rapper. He showed us what the complete rapper MC could be. Cause you had KRS-One, who I never even heard of the term MC until after I heard KRS-One.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then you had Rakim, who moved the lyricism.
Absolutely.
And then you had somebody like LL Cool J, who kind of moved it in terms of this is, you know what I'm saying, this is the star power that you can have from a commercial standpoint.
Right.
And I just felt like with what Cube did during that first stretch in hip hop is Cube kind of showed you, he just really added, he had all of those things, but he added the revolutionary to it. Mm-hmm. So he showed, you know what I'm saying? So Cube showed you that you can do all 3 of those things and you can be powerful. So I start with Cube on my 5. My 4, there's no groups on this list either, because groups brought something different because they multiple people.
Right.
My number 4 would be Kanye West, because I felt like Kanye West, and it's to me, it's all about the vantage point. You know, you feel me? You just think about everything that Cube had before him. You know, like KRS-One, he had Rakim, so he kind of looked at that. He had Cool J. He looked at that and said, you know what? I'm gonna put some revolution to it. And then boom, and then hip hop was never the same. And then you had my number 4 would be Kanye West, because Kanye West, again, he came from a middle ground that it ain't nobody really came from. He really hit you from that whole middle ground. You know what I'm saying? He kind of piggybacked off of like the Backpackers, the Tribe Called Quest, things of that nature. And he was able to give you that. And musically, I mean, it's Kanye West, you know what I'm saying? Musically, he shifted kind of what we did. But to me, the whole middle class rap thing is what he brought.
Now, can I interject real quick?
Actually, he need to go number 3. Number 4, I'm on listening. I'm
gonna say you picked Kanye West. Now, what as an MC, what would you say to somebody that would counter that statement with saying that Kanye got help with some of his lyrics? How would you?
I would say that this is my top 5 greatest of all time. Not greatest MC, because if we talking lyricism, I'm just gonna scrap, but we can do something else.
Okay, I got you.
So, I'm gonna go to I'm gonna put Kanye on. I'm gonna put Kanye 3. Number 4 would be Eminem because he broke the color barrier. And somebody argued me down the other day about that, but the game has never been the same since. If you think about once he broke that barrier. Like, we didn't even accept no white rappers before Eminem. I mean, the Beastie Boys, and then you had Third Base and some of them cats, but we didn't really accept them in the same room. Right. I mean, they wasn't invited in the same room as our great lyricists before that.
Right.
And keep in mind, it's not, I'm just saying, like, in terms of game shifters. This is a controversial list, so I know y'all got, y'all ready to, you know what I mean? So, Eminem at 4, Kanye at 3, number 2,
Thinking.
You're gonna say something stupid.
No, I'm not. Son, wait. Number 2.
I thought he froze for a second.
He had on the screen, Tyler.
Number 2 is Jay-Z because he completely mastered the game that's being played, in my opinion, in all elements. You know what I'm saying? And number 1 is Pop, because I felt like Pop was just the chosen one.
Okay. Solid.
Well, I don't want to play that game.
You don't want to play that game?
I said no groups though. That's just my solo list.
We love thing. I don't want to play that game.
Mm-hmm. You don't want to play that game? Well, we got something.
I don't play that game.
All right, I got another question for your hip hop question. This is no exclusions, so there ain't shit in the rafters. It ain't nobody exit out or anything like that, excluded out. So you on an island.
Mm-hmm.
You got 5 albums that you can listen to. This is it. You only get these 5 albums. No genres, really hip hop. If you like rock, R&B, whatever you want, you could take with you. You got 5 albums. What 5 albums are you taking with you?
You want me to go or you go first, son? This is an awesome question.
Give me a second.
You gotta get that Google out.
Miles Davis, Kind of Blue.
Woo, I got that vinyl. Yeah.
Michael Jackson.
The GOAT.
Which Mike
the one before Thriller. The
Off the Wall. Off the Wall. The GOAT. Go ahead. I like it.
Bobby Womack, Communication.
Ooh. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Tupac, All Eyes on Me.
Just had
I just gotta have that energy somewhere.
We just had a 25th anniversary of that right there. All right. One more.
UGK, Riding Dirty.
Woo.
I have to have that album.
Okay.
I gotta have that album. And man, God, that's a tough one because it's so much great music.
Have you ever rapped over any of them samples of them albums?
Man, I don't rap over all them samples, boy.
All right, that's dope. Sant, what you got?
Give me just one more second.
All right.
Well, I'm gonna take Riding Dirty, obviously.
Okay.
I'm gonna take Trouble Man.
Trouble Man, Marvin Gaye. Whew, that joint fire. Sample heavy on there.
I'm gonna take Fear Fun by Father John Misty.
Ooh, Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna take. I don't need for the rest of this. I'm gonna take Extinction Level Event by Busta Rhymes.
The original one.
The first one, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And I'm gonna take the Blue Carpet Treatment.
Whoa.
Hey,
That blue carpet
that's a
treatment.
cold album.
I put a lot of people onto the blue carpet treatment because I kind of feel like, well, I'm talking from an East Coast point of view. I kind of feel like people was kind of thought Snoop was done at that point. And I mean, and I was like, yo, check out the blue carpet treatment. And a couple of people that never even checked it out listened to it. It was like, yo, that album was dope. Like he did his thing on there. That was a dope album.
That was a run.
That thing jam.
Gangsta album, Blue Carpet Treatment, and Ego Tripping. That was a run, boy.
He was snapping, man. He linked back up with Dre. He was killing it. He had some joints on there too, singles and all. He had some joints on there.
Ego Tripping again. The Bush album. I wish I said that one. You know what I'm saying? Snoop, like first of all, Snoop my favorite artist of all time.
Okay.
Can't if it come out, I listen to it. Period. And that's just where I'm at, man. You know what I'm saying? Like Snoop Dogg really can't do much wrong with me.
Snoop's so cold. He the best freestyling rapper to me ever.
Yo, most of Doggy Style was freestyle. They said
He
like,
killed
Dre was just freestyling
yeah.
and just killing it. Like Dre was just like, yo, keep it.
Yeah, that's what he said on Drink Champs. He said the shiznit was a microphone check.
He
You know what I'm
said,
saying? Like he just got in the booth, you know what I'm saying? Test the levels and rap for 7 minutes.
that's
Then he
dope.
came out. He was like, "What's up, Dre? You ready?" He's like, "Nah, you go on. You go on. I got this."
That's dope,
He
man.
busted the shit up into 3 verses and added all that. You know, so had people come in at the end and add the singing. Da 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 da. Yeah.
That's
Yeah, that motherfucker hard.
classic right there.
Definitely
Classic.
Honorable mention: Outkast, Aquemini, and Lauryn Hill. That had him too.
You know, I love both of them. I'm a Lauryn Hill guy. They get crack on me, man. But Lauryn Hill, that was
That's
a
a
dope,
great album.
the great album.
Yo,
man.
stop saying we cracked on you about Lauryn Hill. We just said that it wasn't the greatest album ever. We didn't say
We
we
had
didn't make
we,
fun of you.
look, we had an episode on our top. We had an episode on our top 5 albums ever, and I said that was my favorite album ever because I was a hip hop head, and that album kind of opened me up to more of other music. I was just a hip hop
Bridge
head.
that gap.
Yeah, I was just a hip hop head.
See, that's where I was at with it. Not that it wasn't a great album. It was ever. That's my problem with it. He said ever.
It did something for me, man. It did something for me, dog. Why y'all getting on me because it did something for me, man? Damn. Let a brother live. Let a brother live.
Classic, yes. Ever.
I have my reasons. Just like you got your ego tripping, I got miseducation. I got miseducation
What's your
along
greatest
here.
album, bro? Ted, right?
Ted.
Test.
Yeah, Ted. So what's your greatest one album?
It's only one double disc that was great to me, and that was Life After Death.
Ooh.
Bro, bro, my bro just said that yesterday. He was talking about All Eyes on Me wasn't better than Life After Death. So we just had an hour conversation about that.
to me, and do I think All Eyes on Me is a classic? Yes. Do I think Wu-Tang Ever is a classic? Forever is a classic? Yes. But both of those could have been one disc. Life After Death.
I said the same thing.
Whenever you got some time, let's go song for song, and I guarantee you take off no more than 3.
We need to do that.
Whenever you ready.
We can do that on live. Yeah, we can line that up.
Whenever you ready.
Hey man, I love this kind of shit. Bro. I'm telling you,
This is what we do. This is what we do.
yeah, I love it.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of album fillers on those albums. Like to me, like that was the only certified double disc to me. Like you give, that's it.
I personally got 3 classic double discs. And my order is Biggie #1, Life After Death, Pac #2, All Eyes on Me, and then Wu-Tang Forever #3. Those is my.
But you missing one, bro. You gotta have 8 Ball Lost.
Lost 3 discs.
3 discs?
Triple disc, though. I knew someone was gonna say that. That was a triple disc, yeah.
Triple disc. All right.
Only triple disc I ever listened to was Chris Brown.
Oh my God, that's like 100.
46
That's like
songs.
150 songs on that joint, though.
Man, that's too much for me.
You gotta listen to Chris Brown all day.
I don't have to.
Bro, if I ain't heard that in the club, I ain't heard it from Chris Brown.
It's only 4 hours long.
No, thank you. I'd rather watch Justice League.
Damn.
Nothing wrong with that.
Bro, that new cut was good though.
Yeah,
Oh,
damn
right.
sure.
That shit was good. Yeah, I thought it was the same movie,
No.
but it was some totally different shit.
All right. So we got right now we have Retro South available on all digital platforms. How can somebody what can we expect next, solo or group, 2-player wise from
Part
you two?
2.
Everything.
We definitely want part 2 though.
Please
part
do it
two.
again. You got to do it
part
again.
2 for sure.
Yeah, we gotta run it back.
Y'all got
So
the
much
formula
coming
down
out.
pat.
Oh my God, I can't even. I can't.
They talking your language, ain't it, son?
It's so ridiculous, dog. I can't.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, though.
I wish I knew y'all just a little bit better.
Man, look.
Yeah, y'all secrets and shit.
Man, look, man, we'll take give us all the exclusive, man. We good people,
right?
man. We can't wait till everything open back up, man, so we can check y'all out, man. We go
Gotta
to
see y'all on
concerts,
stage.
man. We go to concerts.
sure.
That's what we do. So we definitely want to see y'all hit that stage, man. That'd be dope.
Show.
Yeah, so y'all got part 2 coming. Y'all, I'm sure y'all got some solo stuff brewing.
Yeah, I got some, I'm working on a solo album. Yes, and we Retro South 2 is nearly bagged up. You know what I'm saying? You know.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's already been cooked up.
Who knows what Code is doing? You know what I'm saying? I'll pop up and Code will play 12 songs for me.
Wow.
What you mean?
What I'm doing right now, actually, I'm trying to figure out, man. I've been fucking with a lot of analog, old gear, and blending it with the new gear. So I kind of been into that kind of thing. Like I'm not sure about when I will have like a solo project come out or anything like that. But I've been just more so like Sant said. I just been kind of digging in the crates, kind of studying music, and just kind of like the whole conversation y'all have. Like that's kind of me every day. Cause I feel like me being, you know what I'm saying. I kind of hip hop. I seen the 80s, I seen the 90s, I seen the 2000s. You know what I'm saying, and now I'm seeing it beyond. And I'm just trying to. I'm just trying to figure out a way that we can always keep all of those elements intact. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I just kind of been mixing up a lot of stuff, and you will hear some of that stuff on this next project that me and Sant working on this Retro South 2, and then you will hear definitely some of that on Sant solo project, and then we'll see where the wind blows.
Right. So this the social media era. So how can somebody maybe they're hearing from both of you or hearing about y'all and 2-player for the first time? How can they follow y'all? Give them that information so they can follow y'all movements.
Man, if you're looking for me anywhere, I'm at Big Sant, at BIGSANT, and if you're looking for us, it's at We2Player.
Okay.
Man, hey. And if you're looking for me, it's at Redcoat the Poet. You know what I'm saying? Hit us up, man.
Hit us up.
Hey, yo, man.
But don't be on my post with all that bullshit.
we coming through trolling, dog.
You feel me? Don't be on my post with all that goddamn. Cause hey, it's a whole lot of shucking and jiving going on, man. I'm not in that era.
Talk to him. Talk to
from that
him.
era, man.
Talk to him.
You know what I'm saying? These niggas doing too much.
If you could pick your own legacy, and somebody said, "Man, what would your legacy be?" If you could write it yourself, what would your legacy be?
I mean, my shit would be like the end of Game of Thrones.
I love your analogies, dog.
I don't mean like the story mode. I ain't talking about that. No, say how it was rushed, and I don't know how we got here. I'm talking about the book at the end. You know, saying when you flip through it and you see all the people that came before you, all the knights and shit. I want my page filled all the way up.
Like it.
You know what I'm saying? This nigga was told he did this for this long. He never, he never lost his dexterity. He never lost, like a step. Like he did this for this long. He protected the kingdom. He represented. He is Retro South. Like he done it.
Yeah,
That's what I wanted to say.
that's dope.
Mine's kind of simple. You know what I'm saying? You know, my name is Redcoat the Poet, but everybody call me Coat for short. And Coat stand for the coldest of all time.
Let's go.
Woo!
Let's go.
It's freezing in here, man.
I like it. I like it. Talk to
Yeah.
him. I like it, bro. Look, brothers, man. Yo, man, we appreciate 2-player, man, Redcoat, Big Sant coming on the Concert Crew podcast. Yo, that was a great conversation. We got to do that again. Yeah. When we finish that Retro South 2, man, y'all back on solo, back on, man. We definitely appreciate y'all conversation, man.
We're going to have us a little listening event, so we'll make sure.
Man, I appreciate y'all for real, bro. I appreciate y'all for just supporting the project and just, you know what I'm saying? Man, y'all really, you know, I can tell y'all listen to the project. I can tell y'all rock with it. Like, I appreciate y'all, man, for real. Like, anytime y'all want us on the show, anything that we can do, hit us up. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's about. You know what I'm saying? It's about building with each other.
Appreciate y'all, man. We heard something that was dope, and we wanted to make sure everybody up here that may have missed it got a chance to hear this, man, because this is good music. We got to put that good music. We got to put it back in the position where it needs to be, man.
Yeah.
Sure.
Real hip hop.
Straight up.
Absolutely, man. But yo, we
show right on.
Yo, we
tell your brother he got a hell of an ear, man.
You hear a little shot, Redcoat? You hear that? You didn't catch that, did you? But yo, man, we appreciate y'all, man. Salute to both of y'all brothers, man. All right, man. Y'all be safe, man.
Salute.
Yeah.
Yep. Salute. Yep.
Yo, man, but yo, man, salute, man, to Big Sant, Redcoat, man. 2-player, 2 dope brothers, man. Dope conversation. We definitely gonna have them back on. If y'all ain't heard Retro South, make sure y'all go check that out now. But yo, we Concert Crew Podcast. Make sure y'all go follow us at Concert Crew Podcast. Yeah. Make sure y'all go download, subscribe. We on our digital platforms, man. We here. We ain't going nowhere. Yo, check out our YouTube page. Check out all of our videos. Make sure y'all go subscribe. Man, we here. We not going nowhere. Yo, Pito, hit me with the fader. We out. Yeah.